You are in for an unscripted, uncensored conversation that is likely to be nerdy, potentially controversial, but 100% laughable. This is A Kettle of Fish with your hosts, Robert, Paul, Tyler, and Frank.
But I do have my headset on just in case anybody talks shit. I will hear it.
Okay, good.
So
good, because I want to go ahead and bring up my bone to pick between Tyler and Paul.
God.
So you probably don't even remember this because you don't remember anything more than 3 days ago.
I've got Alzheimer's, man. I'm too old.
oh my God.
What's your name again?
Fuck, man. Oh,
I gotta get back to Korea really quick, so hurry up.
Last week, the two of you were pretty confident in telling me that you can't judge your level of hydration based on the color of your pee.
I never said that. That's cap.
First of all, I stand by that because
both of you were in the camp of it was maybe not complete bullshit, but definitely not.
Well, the only reason I call bullshit on it is because Ghost Energy drink, which is translucent, gives me translucent pee. So, you know.
Maybe.
Oh, no. I was simply saying that if you sit there and slug 15 energy drinks, you're going to pee clear because of the sheer amount of liquid in your body, but that doesn't mean that you're hydrated.
Mm-hmm. So in a sophisticated way, you're calling bullshit. In a roundabout way.
That's the bone you wanted to pick is the fucking way. Color of pee. God damn it, Robert.
Because for whatever reason, really
if you drink enough of
got to me.
If you drink enough of anything, your pee is going to be clear. It doesn't matter what you drink. If you drink enough beer, whiskey,
I feel
soda,
like that kind of
if you drink enough of it, your piss will be clear.
Darkness of the
but that doesn't mean you're
liquid,
hydrated.
I don't. Well,
your body can absolutely filter out excess liquid, and if you're dehydrated, it's going to be like.
I'm just all I was saying was when I drink Ghost Energy drink, which is clear, my pee is clear. It's the same thing when people ate those fucking black bun Whoppers and their shit was red or green or whatever. You know?
It was green. So I have a story about that. Did I tell you already? Did we do this?
We talked about this like 2 years ago when we first started the podcast. You and your
but wait, is what I'm saying even a contestable statement? If you have like 30 Coca-Colas and you're peeing clear, that doesn't mean that you have enough hydration and water in your body. Is that even
I would think, just judging from the sources that I was looking at and conventional knowledge, if your pee is clear, regardless of how you got it, you're pretty much hydrated.
Okay, can you hydrate your body with coca?
Dark and strong smelling urine is a clear sign that you need to drink more fluids. It doesn't say necessarily water, it just says drink more fluids. Yeah.
Right. So,
caffeine's a diuretic.
Yeah.
It is possible to hydrate too much. I don't care about it. Yeah. So it varies. Whatever. Who cares?
But
we're not scientists. We're not like fucking throwing out like scientific. This is a scientific fact. And then fucking like.
Just for some reason, I was very much like all week, just like, I need to prove the wrong.
I've never had brown.
I need to put it out.
Let's just go to that.
Well, then you're in
failure. I guess
so.
let me adjust my statement. Okay, if you drink enough of anything, it's possible that your body will have enough fluid. So if I sit there and drink enough of the Clorox wipes that come in the tube, if I drink enough of that juice, eventually my piss will be clear. But that doesn't mean that you're in good shape.
Correct.
So if you sit there, you go, I drank like 15 energy drinks, my piss is clear. Yeah, but your kidneys are failing.
I wasn't saying you were hydrated last time.
That's when you skip the dark yellow pee and you just go straight to red and brown.
All I was saying is that sometimes clear pee can indicate just whatever you've been drinking. I wasn't saying it was hydration.
But technically that's incorrect.
Also technically it's also correct because I've had it has happened to me.
But you were like, if I drink Ghost, my pee is going to be clear. And maybe in that case, probably. But the color of
Ghost pee.
the fluid that you're drinking does not affect the color of
Not
your
all
pee.
the time, but it does have an effect
No.
on it, I think. I feel like my pee is darker when I
No.
drink nothing but coffee for 3 days straight. It definitely smells funky. I can tell you that much. It smells awful.
Yeah, it definitely smells funky. But anyway, I just wanted to put that out there.
Hi, Frank. Welcome back from your vacation.
Yes, welcome back.
How was that?
It was
I'm jealous of the pictures.
it was fantastic. It was a lot of fun.
For everybody out there in Radio Land, our buddy Frank decided to take his family down to Star Wars Land, whatever it's called.
Didn't you do Universal
at
too?
Galaxy's Edge or something.
Yeah. We did 2 days at Universal and 1 day at Hollywood Studios.
Nice.
And Star Wars Land is worth every penny.
Star Wars. Just
Star Wars.
yeah,
Isn't that
fuck
what
the rest
isn't
of
it
Hollywood
Edge,
Studios.
Galaxy's Edge? Yeah.
Yeah, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. What is it? Galaxy's Edge?
It's Galaxy's Edge, but like the specific
Batu, but it's
Batu is the name
Hollywood
of
Studios.
the town. It's like Batu or the planet.
I gotcha. I see.
They only have 2 rides there, but they are both worth the wait.
Yeah, they're fun. Well, I only got to do the
I don't
Millennium
go anywhere for
Falcon
rides.
one, but and then there's always Star Tours at the front of Hollywood Studios. I like that.
I can't do that one. I get motion sick on that one, dude. Dude, oof.
I like it.
It's
I
rough.
like it because it like has different outcomes. Like you can ride it like 6 different times and get different outcomes. I thought that was kind of neat. Yeah,
That's what she said.
out it comes.
Well, you know, the Rise of the Resistance ride is something similar. Like it changes up on you when you ride it.
I saw that. Like it
it-
can be different.
Although it's only slightly different. It's just the path in which you take changes up a little
That's
bit.
kind of cool.
So
If it wasn't a fucking 85-minute wait every single time we walked by it, I would have done it. But
honestly though, there's so many cool things to look at, and really and truly, it's not really an 85-minute wait because the last 20 minutes you're like it's interactive.
oh, okay, that's cool.
You're walking through some really cool shit.
That's when you started posting those pictures.
Like there's more stuff I didn't send to you guys yet. I didn't kind of want to spoil it. But like, dude, you go through like a hangar bay and stuff. It's so
The
cool,
fucking
man.
walk to the Millennium Falcon was so just. I think mostly because it was uphill, but Jesus, like, thankfully it was inside and like air conditioned, but I was getting so tired of being around so many people just crammed in this little tiny hallway.
Yeah.
It's like, go away. Thankfully, we made friends with the people in front of us, so our co-pilot and gunner was really cool. But
Yeah,
That's cool.
that was really cool. Our score was terrible. I think we were like 37% was
I
our
don't
score.
remember ours. But maybe that's why they do the line like that, so you make friends with the people around you because you're going to all 6 people who have to fucking ride on this ride together.
But it's still really cool. Yeah,
That's neat.
I highly recommend it. I mean, ticket prices are still outrageous, but overall, it's any Star Wars fan, I highly recommend checking it out. Don't buy anything. It's all stupidly overpriced, and you can get it on Amazon for like half the price.
Oh, I bought all
I-
kinds of shit there.
I do intend on going and making a Star Wars, a lightsaber, only because it's more or less the experience rather than
The way
Yeah,
it's set up is
product
like
for
a
me.
ride,
started-
though. Like you got the
Yeah, I started to do it, but by the time we got around to that, everybody was ready to go, and I was like, it's all good.
I just went into
Right.
the antiquity shop and just bought a legacy saber. Like that is
Yeah. I still can't get over the fact. What was it, like 17 pounds?
Yeah.
Cal
Kestis' lightsaber is 17 pounds.
Yeah, I didn't want to lug that shit around. I was like, no, I'm good.
Well, so
I don't know why, but that reminded me of the episode of South Park where they're like taking the weight of shits.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Kurix.
anyways. That's right. How many characters is it?
No,
And Bono's the giant piece of shit.
I was so like just hyped to buy the lightsaber that I forgot that we still had the rest of the day to spend at the park after I bought it, and I was like, oh shit. We ended up buying a bunch of stuff and taking it back to the car and then just going back through the park again. We really got the most out of the day of the park. We didn't rush to try and do a whole bunch of stuff. We kind of just took our time and went around, and I was like, it's not going to be that big of a deal to just go back. We weren't parked super far away either. I was like, let me just go back to the car and put it in the trunk. And, and that's just what we did. It was a fun time, and I love that lightsaber. It's not practical by any means, but it's a nice display.
I mean, that's really kind of what it's made for. So,
that's sick.
I like it. I definitely like it.
Cool.
Speaking of Star Wars,
yes,
Outlaws.
yes. I don't care what
I've watched
you
the
say.
trailer 3
I'm
times.
excited.
I put that
Right.
out there. I watched it on my phone once or twice on the TV because I watched it fully on the TV and then went back and scrubbed through like each scene to see what I could nitpick the fuck out of. So it's being developed by Massive and put out by Ubisoft. Both red flags. Because Massive made Division and I hate the Division, so I immediately
I love the Division.
Looter shooter multiplayer bullshit, like that's where my mind started going, and if not that, then it was definitely going to be a cover based shooter. So when it kind of started showing the gameplay, I was like, okay, all right, so it's more like Watch Dogs, it's more like stealth shooter with like interactive environment kind of stuff. So it's almost exactly like Watch Dogs in that regard. Like you have little tech things for your blaster to affect people with shields and whatever. And I was like, that's all right. I can get behind that. I mean, that's fine. Sure. Whatever. It didn't wow me by any means. The speeder bike stuff looked cool. It definitely looked sped up. Like it felt fast. And I was like, okay, that's good. It didn't seem sluggish. Like some games will make the driving just feel, especially Ubisoft games with driving, those scare me. Like Watch Dogs' driving was never really like fantastic by any means.
As much as I love Watch Dogs, I cannot agree with you more. Driving is the worst.
Oh yeah, the driving mechanic was such an afterthought in that game. It was terrible.
Yeah.
So I was a little hesitant at first when I saw like in this cinematic trailer you had like speeder bikes, but then watching like how the traffic flowed and everything, I was like, all right, that's kind of cool, little nice aesthetically pleasing kind of, that's neat, different bikes, whatever. I noticed when scrubbing back through it, after she botched the mission with the Pikes by getting caught, her reputation with the Pikes fell. A little icon popped up on the left side of the screen and said Pike's reputation, and it had like a down arrow, which if they go all in on like multiple factions that you piss off during, piss off or not piss off, the opposite of piss off, appease, I guess. That'd be kind of neat if they send specific like bounty hunters based on their fucking faction because you upset them or whatever, and having like secure routes to places based on who you've befriended. I think that would be relatively interesting if they really go all in on the faction thing. But I'm scared because factions have not really been a big Ubisoft thing, so...
God, I'm glad I'm cooking this episode. Whatever you guys are talking about is boring. I almost fell asleep. Jeez.
And then Tyler just threw me off. But I also saw there's a workbench on the fucking ship, so there's crafting, of course. But the wanted system seemed kind of neat, like being wanted by the Empire and then flashing your fucking face all over the screens. I was like, that's kind of cool. But when the trailer really wowed me, it was with the space combat stuff, like being able to take off from any planet and plotting out a hyperdrive route and fighting shit like dogfights. And I was like, that's cool. I mean, Lego Star Wars beat them to it, but that's still cool.
Yeah, nobody played Lego Star Wars.
Fuck you.
Of course you did.
But you did. They had a dog in it,
I'm
so
here for it.
That kind of...
Everybody loves space
that's
dogs.
the thing, man. And I don't know if you guys have ever watched DJ Peach Cobbler videos or anything like that on YouTube. He had a very poignant thing to say about Elden Ring, talking about how he was scared for the future of FromSoft games and Souls games and stuff like that, because going open world is kind of like a last ditch effort almost when you have barely anywhere else left to go for your franchise. I mean, Halo did it, Zelda did it, now Dark Souls has done it.
I'm saying just putting themselves in a corner.
Yeah, it's basically. Like, where can you go from big Dark Souls, big Halo?
You're definitely getting Dark Souls like go-kart
right.
racing.
Well, so then he made a comment about he's afraid that From Software is going to show the dog, the video game Jumping the Shark, where when a game shows a dog and it goes all in on the dog mechanics of their game when they're first showing it off, it's the end. Showing the dog is where art goes to die because there's nothing left for them to do. Like Fallout. They went all in on the dog thing because the only big thing Fallout 4 had to offer that was different was base building, and it was shit. Call of Duty Ghost. They talked about that fucking dog at their goddamn celebration forever. And
yeah, they did.
Call of Duty Ghost failed. Yeah, and it's because where can you go from where you've been? Like, it's hard to... And of course, Call of Duty went fucking everywhere. They went to goddamn space and whatever else, but...
And now they're back to... they hit the reset button.
And they went back to World War II and Modern Warfare. Yeah, so it's like, if you can't just do remakes and open world, it's... Once you get to that point of running out of ideas... I mean, Star Wars is a big fucking market for storytelling, but...
Yeah, that's one thing that I really like about it is that there is so many different ways to go. It's kind of hard to put yourself in a corner when it comes to Star Wars. And you can just make up some shit too, and people will be like, "All right, that's believable."
But with franchises that have been out for a while, like Zelda, and like Dark Souls, like Halo, you can only go so far. I mean, there's a reason Bungie left. Like they were done telling that story. So. They had nothing left to give to Halo. So it's, I just feel like what's profitable is getting in the way of ingenuity and like coming up with new fucking ideas and shit. But I mean, look at Sea of Thieves. Probably losing player base. Oh, let's fucking throw in a Monkey Island story to appeal to nostalgia and bullshit. Go fuck yourself.
Everybody loves Monkey Island.
I know, and that's why everybody's going to play fucking Sea of Thieves again. Because they want to play it. They haven't had a story in Sea of Thieves at all. And now they're just like, Monkey Island. Here's a new story mode. What?
Well, aside from being slightly upset about a new Star Wars game being announced, I wasn't
super upset. I'm still going to play it. I'm just not going to be happy about it.
Yeah, you're still going to buy it and play it. And you're going to be like, this was amazing.
Yeah. I'm sure there will be crafting and everything else in it too, and taking out bandit outposts and fucking scanning your surroundings at fucking bullshit towers and assassinating the Pope or whatever. I don't fucking know.
Space Pope.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what all have you guys been up to?
Fucking work and drawing, playing.
Didn't you say that you were getting fired, or you were like looking for a new job or something?
I'm looking for a new job. I thought I pissed my boss off so much the other day that I was going to lose my job, but apparently that's not a thing. So
I swear,
he's being promoted.
Yeah, promoters. No, that's not happening either.
CEO.
Yeah, you now run the whole thing.
Yeah, right.
Well, congratulations on
losing my job.
Yeah.
Well,
I just love how that's like the bare minimum of people like getting through the week is just not getting fired.
I lost my shit, man. Like, I was not having a good weekend, and then I came to work, and of course everybody is fucked with my shit again. Like, I've been waking up with these horrible throbbing headaches, and I've not been sleeping well. because I go to bed with a horrible throbbing headache. And then, so I was miserable already. And I get to work and I find out that people have been deleting shit out of Salesforce and not putting shit in correct and fucking up all my files. And I'm sitting there fucking with it and fucking with it and fucking with it. And somebody does it again. And I realized now I had to go back through and recount and readjust every single fucking dog training lead from the beginning of June until whatever day that was. So like at least a week's worth of paperwork, because yeah, and it's gone. Exactly. And people keep fucking with it. And I got mad because someone fucked with it again, and the phone wouldn't fucking stop ringing. And like I lost my place and had to start over because this stupid ass motherfucker. Oh, what time do you close? Go fuck yourself. Look it up on the fucking internet. It is not hard to Google when a fucking place of business opens and fucking closes. It's not fucking hard. We've been open for 20.
That thing is not always accurate.
Years. It's been the same for 2 fucking decades. Holy shit.
It didn't change at all for COVID?
No. And I fucking, like, losing my mind because I lost my place. So I slammed my fucking notebook down and I was pissed because I'm like, fuck. And I didn't say fuck, but I slammed my notebook down. Nobody in the fucking lobby around the corner. So I didn't really care. I was pissed. And then my boss comes around like, who's slamming shit? And she's pissed off because I guess she just broke up with her boyfriend or whatever. I don't fucking know. So she's in a bad mood and she's like, go home. We're not going to be doing that. And I'm just like, I've got stuff to do. So I'm going to stay. And then the other manager had to come out and like delegate between us. And he's like, why don't you just go to the C kitchen and finish the dog training stuff? Because she wants me to send you home, but I know you've got stuff to do. And I'm like, yeah, fine.
Paul's over here just trying to find buttons for people. Meanwhile, for everyone who's listening, Frank sharing in the Discord.
South Park meetings in the goddamn Discord.
Love it.
Fuck, dude. Making me go through
so
that.
Good.
I hate it. That's how I felt playing Diablo 4 the other day too.
Man,
I still haven't bought it.
I'm loving it.
I can't, man. Oh my god.
The Barbarian's a piece of shit.
And that's why I didn't do it. When I heard you just blubbing on about how much they suck, dude, I was like, no, I'm not gonna buy it then.
I've reset my build 5 times. Either based on just
I've reset it a couple times, so that's just because
I'm level 40 fucking 2.
Decide differently.
Yeah. I was so on the fence about getting another game. I was like, it's really, I don't have the time to start yet another game.
They haven't fucking balanced it like well at all.
Yeah.
And it's weird. Like it just feels weird.
Yeah.
And people were complaining about the squishy tank back when the beta was fucking out. Yeah. And it sucks because you're supposed to be a fucking barbarian. You're supposed to be a tank. And I'm just like, why the fuck am I getting melted in seconds? Like, I'll get fucking stunned, frozen, then hit one time, half my health bar is gone. And I'm just like, are you fucking serious? And then there's fucking cooldown on dodge, so I can't even get the fuck out of the way of all that bullshit AoE attacks.
Yeah, there really is.
And I'm just like, man, fuck. And so I've reset the build. I've either researched what people have said online, or I've just sat down and like written down everything, like just studying each of the skill tree bits to try and see what goes together well. And it's just like nothing that I would want to do sounds fun. Everybody's like, well, you could build this cheesy bleed build. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very much
sure
enjoying
the
my
other classes
necromancer.
are
Aside from
than the barbarian.
Yeah,
aside from the like, I was having like really bad rubber banding today. Actually playing.
I've had that a couple times.
Yeah, and that's another thing that just
they went live service.
Irritate the crap out of me.
It's like fucking always online, and I kind of hate that shit.
Yeah.
Also,
but that's the thing I love about Diablo, though, is
but it doesn't save your place in dungeons.
Like Frank, you were talking about the time it takes like to play, just to sit down and play through a game. Like you're just busy. The thing that loved about Diablo 3 and 2, and I'm loving about this, is it's still very much you can pop in and pop out 10, 15 minutes, whatever.
Yep.
And it just, I don't know, it just feels good. I like some of the changes that they've made to Necromancer specifically.
I love the interconnected world and everything like that. I was like, this feels really nice.
Yeah.
It's not like a loading screen.
I like having people running around with me and just randomly. It reminds me of Defiance a little bit.
The events.
You start like this event.
The world.
That game was so great. I
was playing it just a couple years ago too, because they had like some new update or some shit. Like they came out with like a PS5 version.
Really?
Yeah,
really?
Defiance still has like a community to it. It's weird.
I mean, I believe it. The
I
game
swear
was
they
good.
shut that shit down
but
recently.
was it recent?
I thought they did too.
Know.
Yeah, like within the past couple of months, I swear I saw an article about they finally shut it down.
They could have.
Well, I don't know. I was all about it.
But yeah, I remember we played hell out of that shit.
They closed
we did.
it. Yeah.
Damn.
Wow, that's sad. They were planning to close it in 2020, but I guess they didn't, and then
the fans kept it up for a while.
I wonder if there's like some weird like bootleg server on PC keeping it alive, like they do for like Half-Life 2.
Neat.
Oh, there's a lot of shit out there. I know that what is it? Star Wars Galaxies. They've got like a crowd-funded server out there for that.
That's the other thing.
It's pretty neat.
Star Wars Outlaws is bringing a non-canonical character from Star Wars Galaxies into canon now.
What?
Yeah.
Which
Jalen,
one?
the smuggler.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
He's like a big part of it. He's the one that's like partnered with Indy 5.
I'll have to tell my brother.
Yeah, I think they spelled his name different, but it's definitely the same Jalen.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
We played the shit out of that game, man. Oh my god.
I was like, that's really neat that they just would throw in a Star Wars Galaxy character like that, like out of fucking nowhere.
Well, I will have to give a shout out to Tyler as for my week, because I know I put it on Facebook that or not Facebook, but on Discord that I was feeling really good. Because I don't know. Well, I have a feeling I know why, but I've been on top of my game. 2 days at the gym, 2 sessions with an action like I'm in therapy, which has never been a thing.
Nice.
Like I'm just over here just crushing it, dude. And Tyler has been very helpful with his suggestions with going to the gym and whatnot. But like, have either one of you been? We know Tyler has been, but have either one of you done therapy?
I did a.
I feel like Frank probably would.
I haven't done it in a
while.
Yeah.
It's been decades.
Yeah, me and my therapist used to play Clue together.
I actually gave thought of going and doing some behavioral study stuff, but nothing recently.
Gotcha. The main reason why I was asking is because I was trying to get an idea of what like a typical session would look like, and I know it's different for everyone, but I feel like I'm supposed to come with an issue or with something to talk about, and it just, I don't know, it's just a weird feeling.
No,
but
it's up to you.
Really and truly, it's you just go in and talk, man.
It's like, hey, yo, bitch, I need you to fix my brain.
Yeah. It's literally you just go in and talk.
Fix my brain, please.
Or you
turn you down.
Yeah. I mean, talk about Paul.
Yeah,
dude, seriously, go talk about Paul.
Don't talk about me.
Jesus,
get him to fix Paul vicariously through you.
God,
I need help. So being my friend.
So I have this friend.
Yeah. Actually, let me just refer you to a couple episodes of the podcast, and you can get an idea of what's going on.
Guest speaker, yes. Bring your therapist.
That would be great.
On my notes for this week, because occasionally I'll think of something like, oh yeah, I want to bring that up on the show. One that came up this week was, is Paul our reminder of why we do what we do?
Oh, come on, man. What would Paul do?
Exactly. So it's kind of like, occasionally I'm like, man, wouldn't it be great to not have to have like a full-time job, a career, but do this, that, the other. And then I look at Paul, and there are times where I'm a little jealous of Paul.
Don't be.
And then I look at Paul like, fuck that.
But then shit happens, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. That's why I.
That's right. Paul's dying.
Why I'm doing this.
I don't work part-time because I want to. I work it because I physically cannot fucking do anything else. I almost had to quit this job back when I was taking dogs back and forth because it was so physically demanding on me that I could barely walk.
I know the feeling because I almost quit my job as well when I first started. But I knew it was something I had to get through. Like I had to. There was no other option.
Wow.
And that leads on to the story that I've shared. But
sometimes
I just thought it was funny how sometimes I'm like, man, Paul's got that. He can just work on his art all day. He can just be depressed all day or whatever, and just not have very much responsibilities. Just he's getting free cars and shit, and like
I do make payments on things, so I do have responsibilities.
Yeah, but you have
sleep. He can sleep with a blanket and no sheets.
Oh my god! So
I have sheets on the bed.
No. So I mentioned this.
Oh, the fucking weird.
I just triggered.
Sorry,
I just triggered
something else entirely.
So in the Discord, I told you guys about Smartless, right? The Will Arnett, Jason Bateman, and oh man, what's his name? Hayes from Will and Grace. I can't remember.
Isaac Hayes.
I don't know. But anyways, one of their episodes or one of their podcasts, they talk about sleep patterns and sleeping in the nude, and somebody was just like, no man, you don't sleep in the nude because your sheets get dirty. And I was like, we talked about that, we were so ahead of the game. And they were like, what? That it was an episode they had with Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart was just like, why are you dribbling in the sheet, man? What's going on? Because they talk about if you get up, go pee, and you come back to the bed and you're naked, like what the hell? We totally
you groggy, you didn't really shake it well enough,
No, dude, but how? I mean, you should not be dribbling. People, if you're listening to this, you shouldn't be dribbling when you come back to bed. Tuxedo Tom, you should not be dribbling when you come back to bed. Everybody in Ottawa, Canada who listens to this, Paul, no dribble.
Yeah,
Paul's got his bed right next to his toilet.
I do.
What's fine? I
shit you not. It's like 5 fucking steps away.
That's fine too. But I totally, at some point in time in your past or future, Paul, I have no doubt that you would have used the bathroom in like a Rubbermaid tub next to your bed.
Oh, never.
You took a shower in the Rubbermaid tub.
Okay, that's different because I had to move the Rubbermaid tub to the shower. That is completely different. And it served as a passable bathtub for a while.
You're just like stewing in your own juices.
So does everybody that takes a bath.
Love it.
Sometimes I need to take a bath for my joints. It helps me feel better.
Oh no, I know that very well.
It doesn't matter because the new house we're moving into has got a bathtub. So whatever.
Side note, can you maintain distance to your microphone just one way or another? Either close or far away. Choose one.
It's a really big closet.
It is. I've got the whole desk in here. Check it out. I can move all the way over here. Ow.
Jesus.
All the way over over here.
I appreciate the closet though. It really has made your stuff quiet.
I do. I've been debating on putting my desk in my
wants
closet.
to go in the closet.
It's like I just did like the Ripley
I'm in the
thing.
closet too.
Mom, Tom Cruise won't come out of the closet.
Hey, it's kind of nice of you.
Recording. That's why I'm excited that we got to walk like 2 walk-in closets at the new house too, like big walk-in closets. I was like, what?
I just need to live my life more like you. And you get a new car too, like a
new car.
How close?
Very.
Is too close in a drive-through line?
Bumper to bumper.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like
on
literally
top of each
hitting them
other?
with the bumper.
Yeah,
Okay.
Touching people.
Okay.
You can be. You're meant to be close in a drive-through line,
Right,
Like,
exactly.
So that many people can fit in there.
So to the random lady that was at Sonic yesterday.
I want them to see me cussing them out
Yeah, exactly.
for taking too long.
To the random lady at Sonic yesterday, when I was getting out of the gym, went by and got some drinks. I guess I was getting too close to her raggedy ass Jeep Patriot that she had just bought. It was like one of those, she got it from a used car lot because it has dents and shit all in it. Like the bumper is half broken off, but they have that fake tag. She was definitely eyeballing me through the side like mirror. Every time I inched closer to her, she would just kind of like, her head would just kind of like pop down and look directly at me. And she said something. I don't know what she said, but I just imagine that it's something along the lines of, oh, he's getting too close. I hope he doesn't hit me. He better not hit me. Like, you can walk between our 2 cars. So I felt that was close enough.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm sorry. I was thinking about all the people I hate in traffic too, like the while you were talking about. I've had some crazy.
You guys talking about anything interesting yet?
No,
Jesus.
man. We talked about how Tyler's
Still
so
no?
cool. And we all, yeah.
That is another thing I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, have you picked up any friends' vocabulary or mannerisms? And if so, what? Because
really quick, what's a mannerism?
Mannerism, like
Oh my God,
mannerism.
Tyler. Shut up.
I misspoke.
Who did I? Mannerism.
Yeah, you said mannerism. Like an aneurysm, but for men.
An aneurysm.
But-
Just a manly aneurysm.
Mannerism.
That's the title
It's a
of
mannerism
the
consisting of manure.
Oh,
That rocks. Definitely.
What was the question, Rob?
See, you got distracted. Have you picked up any mannerisms or phrases or vocabulary from, or catchphrase or whatever from a friend?
Catchphrase.
Yeah.
I know I have. I have a couple actually.
Working at Pet Paradise, I pick up like pet names, like little like nicknames for your dogs and stuff. Like,
Right.
So, and it caught me off guard because I didn't realize I was doing it. So I was just like fucking doing it. But one day I was calling for Onyx and I was like, "Come on, Bubba." And that's what one of the girls up at Pet Paradise calls all the dogs. She calls them Bubba, and I just like it just came out of my mouth, and I'm like, "What the
Right.
fuck?"
What's going on?
Yeah. So sometimes, but that's because my ADHD, I have like this chameleon fucking habit that I can't get rid of, like a obsessive compulsive habit where I like copycat things around me for a while.
Is that really a thing?
Yeah.
I need to look that one
Yeah,
up.
you adapt to your surroundings for sure. Like for me,
I wasn't asking
Tractor
because of
Supply.
disbelief, because I know I pick it up a lot. I do
So-
that.
Tractor Supply, for me, it's 10-4 and
Yeah.
partner. Oh God, dude! Since I started working there, those 2 things nonstop.
But
Gotcha.
I think it has something to do with like trying to fit in, like especially if you have like social anxieties and things like that. Like your brain just tries to fucking compensate, And I know it's a big thing for like ADHD people. I do it with like fucking movies and shit. I don't even realize it. Like movies and TV, I'll pick up like a fucking accent out of fucking nowhere.
I can see that.
And I just don't realize I'm doing it. Like it just,
I do that too,
it just
Paul,
happens.
for sure.
Yeah. I remember after No Country for Old Men came out, I walked out of the movie theater with a limp.
Oh my god, that's got to be autism, right?
It's gotta be. I didn't even realize I was limping until fucking, I was like, oh shit, let me stop. What am I doing? But that, yeah, no, it happens to me a lot. So that's an interesting question.
What about you, Tyler?
Sorry, I'm eating. Yes, I picked up the word disapparated from my high school friend Trammell, which he got from Harry Potter, but it means to like disappear, and also like all the memories go with it. So like if I lose my keys, I'm like, oh, they disapparated, like they never existed in the first place. I say disapparated all the time.
Huh.
How is Trammell? Do you talk to him anymore?
Yeah, we can go into it, but yeah.
Okay.
Privately.
Yeah, no worries.
That's code for it's complicated. Or was. Yeah, mine, I what brought it up is I noticed I started saying true like Tyler.
Good. Nice. I like to use it ironically if somebody makes like a bad joke about like, oh, we should just kick him out of the country, right? I go, true. I thought it was to be as bad and evil as possible.
Well, there's another one that you actually that I picked up from you from years ago as well, and I don't do it near as much as I used to, but it was actually saying lol. Because you did that a lot at the store.
You used to say that all the time.
I remember that.
Lol. Yeah,
that's still
a lot.
Still goes. Still is ongoing.
Not to like correct your Harry Potter nonsense, but
here we go. There goes half our listener base.
Disapparate or apparate means to magically disappear. Obliviate is the memory spell, but it's.
Why you gotta rain on his parade?
I'm not trying to. I just.
Paul, I have a specific experience that I like to ask. I think you're the only one here that would have this perspective. What does the inside of a locker look like?
Well, it's dark when the door is closed. I told that story on the podcast, haven't I, Robert?
I'm sure you have.
Where I was locked in a locker until about 5 p.m. Yeah. A janitor found me. I was on the side of the hall, like the side of the school, on the other side of a cafeteria.
Incredible.
Where nobody uses those lockers. So nobody ever came down there. And I fell asleep in the locker. Seclusion.
Why?
That does seem like a very Paul thing to do. Like it would probably be a little bit traumatic to be bullied and forced into a locker, but then he's so absent-minded that he gets bored and just goes to sleep.
I did. I just took a nap. I was tired. That was in 5th grade, I believe.
It didn't have the little like latch or whatever that you could lift up. And
this was 1999 or whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's even.
Paul, let's be real. This was about 3 weeks ago. Let's be honest.
I still would fit, probably. I'm short.
His girlfriend locked him in the locker.
She does. She keeps a locker right in the garage just for that.
Just for you.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's good.
Don't tell her I said that.
I think I will, actually.
Oh, man. I was trying to think of like other things I've picked up. I know, like, between all 3 of you, I know some stuff that Tyler said will fucking. I can't think of anything specific, but I do know like the way his tone escalates for some things.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like it'll.
I can read all of his messages in Discord the way he talks. Yeah. Especially if it's in all caps. I know exactly how it sounds.
That rocks.
There's like this upward inflection applied to a lot of it, and it's hilarious to me. And I'll say something like with that inflection, and it'll be like, it reminds me of Tyler.
No, I just remember his energy from the store days, like around like the the Oni-G cartoon stuff.
Yeah.
And some of that stuff at random will be Felicia and I'll be walking through the store or something. I'll just randomly spout it out and she'll just bust out laughing.
Guardian of your soul.
Yeah, exactly. We were at the theme park and this little girl's like, it's Leviosa. And she just looks at me, she's like, don't do it. I go, it's Leviosa. And she just dies laughing. And I just sat there and said, oh my God, I wish Tyler were here. He just die laughing.
That's
So
good.
little things like that. Yeah.
Well, that happens
can't
to
shake
me
it.
a lot. Like just making references all the fucking time. Like
Yeah.
that's what I was talking about like couple weeks ago, where I'm like, I don't think I have a real personality. I think it's just all references to shit, like all the time.
That's because we're just geeks.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing I picked up from you guys is it seems like every time we do this podcast, it gets a little bit harder to read. So I think you guys have like an AOE of learning disability that slowly. I'm taking like a dot. I'm taking like damage over time
But you choose
to my
to
education.
be here.
No, I think you guys are gaslighting me into it somehow. And then using the Men in Black memory wipe thing.
That's good. That's good.
Oh man, the fucking Men in Black like
It's
brain
the
analyzer.
muscles. It's the muscles.
Yeah, it's all the gym time.
Speaking of muscles, you've failed to answer my question twice, Tyler.
What's the question?
So, like, you're always
Inflection that was there.
I told you. Once you hear it, you'll never hear it.
That's right. So, like, twice you've posted your stats from your app, right? About your leg day or workout.
My lifts, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And both times you show that you do your hack squats, and both times I asked, do you ever mix in?
You asked me about leg press, right?
Yeah, leg press. Do you ever mix in leg press?
Yeah, I do sometimes. I do it probably as frequently as I bench, which is pretty infrequently. I just tend to see better results from hack squat. So my goal is to build muscle. I don't really care about like, I bench 225 or I leg press 700. I don't care about any of that shit. I want to look like Goku. And I feel like
You'd have
it
to
seems
drop
like
down
my
to
experience.
-5% body fat.
Well, I know.
It just seems like hack squat is providing better results for my quad growth.
True, but you've also talked about your legs in general, and I thought the leg press, you're doing it infrequently, but maybe if you mix it in a little bit more, you're gonna get the tone on your legs a little bit more that you're wanting.
It could be. It could be.
So,
I think. Yeah, I just gotta keep getting my body fat lower.
You get a
Everything's starting
better
to show more.
You get a better X shape with the leg press.
Yeah, it could be.
Guys,
But the big thing I wanted to talk to you about, and I don't know if we want to really go in depth on the podcast.
Let's do it. Why not?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Was do you know what EMS is?
emergency medical services.
Electromyostimulation.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what that is like if you've ever gotten in an accident or anything, they use these. It's like electrotherapy that like kind of pulsates and it feels really weird. It tingles your muscles.
I've done that
to where
test
like
before.
your ligaments kind of layer themselves back into place. When they tear, they kind of layer themselves back in.
Erosion
as opposed to healing.
methodically serviced.
Yeah.
No.
So like instead of them healing incorrectly, they kind of heal back in place more appropriately. So you actually build your muscle mass more effectively. And it's been proven that you build muscle mass better when your muscles have atrophied. You gain a 1% muscle mass in a month using
Link me the study.
I'll have to send it to you. But EMS therapy for atrophy, it's pretty sick. For people who've had like accidents and stuff is awesome. And then they started
for sure.
They started using it for actual strength training too, like sprinting and jump athletes, like for the Olympics. And some of that stuff, man, is sick. I went down that rabbit hole, man, and it's pretty awesome.
Ethiopian
absolutely.
mining sanctions.
They keep they haven't done a broad enough test yet to really see how effective it is, but so far they've got some pretty good results out of it. So I'm gonna have to send you some.
Dude, if you go super deep into the rabbit hole, there's some really insane shit you can find about muscle growth. Like there was one test where they had somebody actually curling the weights, and then they had another person thinking very deeply about them curling the weights, and they were doing the movements, but they weren't holding anything, and like they both saw similar muscle growth.
Wow.
Yeah, like crazy shit. And then there was another one test that they did with two groups. One group got the placebo, and they were told to do they did two tests basically. Like these two groups did their bench press max. They recorded the numbers, and then they did a second one where one group was the control, and they were given a sugar pill, and the other one was given a pill that was going to magically, it's been proven, no doubt, it's going to raise your bench press by 20 pounds, which is bullshit, right? Yeah. But that group did it. So it's like the placebo effect is like actually fucking crazy. There's a lot of really, really crazy shit like that.
Paul's over
EMS.
Trying to figure out every combination of EMS words.
I wanted to throw that one at you, but I'll send you the links later on it. It's pretty cool.
I'm debating if I'm just going to cut that out completely.
The real question.
Just you.
Oh,
the real question I wanted to ask you guys last week, but I wanted to save it until I could actually. Engage you guys on it was I wanted you guys to, kind of hypothetically picture yourselves as CEOs of a corporate retailer.
Okay.
And
we're bankrupt.
And
I ran through the process already.
You have this choice of employing a workforce as either all part-time retail associates or all full-time retail associates.
Okay.
No in between. It's either or.
That's it. That's the question.
Right. Yeah. And you can, weigh your pros and cons, but which would you choose to do?
They're either
you have
all
to try
full-time?
to sell it to your shareholders. What would be the pros and cons of a full-time workforce over a part-time workforce?
Well, right off the bat, I'm thinking you're going to get more long-term employees out of full-time. You're going to get potentially less payroll in the totality of everything with full-time because, like in the hospital, typically part-timers or PRN people get paid more per hour because they don't get benefits. But if you can negotiate and work your benefits package to where it's less than the difference between the two, full-time or part-time employees, you could end up saving money that way. And you also have...
I have to ask a clarifying question.
Sure.
No.
If I'm employing two different sets of no.
You're not, no, because you always tell me I'm not allowed to clarify. You just answer the question.
That's not
No, you're not allowed to do that.
So if you have a full-time group of employees and a part-time group of employees, let's say you pick one over the other, the store will be staffed the same with the same amount of bodies regardless.
Well, you'd have to have more part-time employees to maintain the same hours.
You're spending more money.
Or sorry, same total amount of people worked per week, hours worked per week.
Essentially, you could cover the store with more part-timers or
but more
basically I'm asking do I have 200 hours a
service.
week either way? Do I have 200 hours a week to divide between people regardless or no?
It's going to be it's essentially going to be the same amount of money. It's just going to be dispersed whether it's going to be
I'll do
full-time
part-time
or
100%.
part-time.
Part-time 100%, no question.
Really?
Yes. There's all the European studies about how 4 to 6 hour work days are significantly better.
You can be.
I know from anecdotal experience, I absolutely loved all of my part-time jobs. They fucking rocked. Are you kidding? I come in and work from 4 to 9. Fuck yeah, dude.
Well,
absolutely.
So, I mean, yeah, if we want to break it down into more because if I have the end all be all, like the say all of everyone's schedule, I'm not going to have anybody working 5/8 because I know I hate it. I absolutely fucking love working 3 12-hour shifts a week because I still get my hours, I get my check, my full-time pay in our standards full-time, but I still also have 4 days off a week.
Yep.
As CEO, can I like ensure that part-time still gets benefits? Like health benefits?
Yep.
And okay, then yeah, part-time.
Yeah. No, listen, there's way more to this question. I'm not done.
Okay.
Okay.
So the next part of the question is, would you give benefits to part-timers and full-timers?
Yeah.
Yes.
If
No.
I'm only employing part-timers,
If they need it,
then I would make it optional.
And would you give balloon payment to your field management and up? Or would you try to level the playing field
Elaborate.
on salary?
Yeah, just
because if they're all part-time, then even the management staff is part-time.
True.
I do think pay should reflect responsibility. So I guess it kind of doesn't matter if they are also part-time or full-time.
Well, I'm referring to like your executive level.
Oh,
So if you've
Oh no,
are
I'd
you guys
fire all those
familiar?
bitches.
Are you familiar with the?
you just fired yourself. Congratulations, you still
There's-
don't have a job.
There's this company in Oregon. This guy, it's a smaller company in Oregon. This guy, he actually took a pay cut himself to $40,000 a year so he could pay all of his employees a comfortable, livable wage.
Okay.
Okay.
And he basically paid them almost what he was making. I think around the same wage he was making.
It's a really complicated question, to be honest.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean,
But
because something like that, like if you're making more than what you need to live off of, then why don't you, share that
I
wealth
fucking
with
hate that
your
argument.
employers?
I hate that argument. That goes into the whole like livable wage thing. Like I agree that
Right.
like Jeff Bezos
Wait,
or
what?
whatever is making so much money he will never ever even come close to even remotely needing a fraction of what he has. But
Wait a second. Are we slandering billionaires on my fucking podcast? Not a chance. Okay.
so
but
it
I'm not
gets to the
saying
point
they
now
get
where
paid the same as management staff or executive staff, but if you're making so much goddamn money and they're not making enough to even live off of, you could take a pay cut and still make more running the business, but also like pay them more.
I think in the grand scheme of it that people who run their businesses as fairly as possible and not as much like greed as possible, in the end they still come out better because you're saving money on like retention, you're saving money on like retraining people and the turnover. I mean, we'll look at Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is a freaking gas station, but they're paying their like store managers like $100,000 or 150 grand, if not more.
Yeah.
Like there are department managers in Buc-ee's that make more than I do per hour.
that's kind of the point I'm trying to make is like they hire full timers. They don't hire any part timers at
Newsflash,
Buc-ee's.
guys.
Yeah.
World's not fair.
Enlighten us, Paul. Nice. Good one.
Yeah.
What a useful comment.
You're welcome.
So the point is like retail corporate America,
Sucks.
Right.
they try to appease their shareholders, right?
Right.
To try to drive their bottom line and make these profits. But what they don't realize in the process, they try to cut whatever corners they can to drive their bottom line.
Right.
And one of their controllables is payroll.
Yeah.
So payroll is the easiest controllable to manipulate in any company. But what they don't realize is that in controlling payroll, they're only shooting themselves in the foot because the harder you control payroll, the more you're constricting your one asset because if you have less bodies in your storefront, you can't cater to your source of income. You can't cater to your customer. You can't take care of your customer.
Right.
And companies like Buc-ee's, they realize this, because if you can't provide excellent customer service, you can't keep these people coming back wanting more. And, you know, that's why these companies are thriving. You know, that's why when they pop a new one up, people are like, oh, let's go to Buc-ee's, you know? And unfortunately, there's going to be a lot more stores that are going to be cast to the wayside, you know? And I just wish that more of corporate America would just wake the fuck up and start doing something about it. And it's whether they, you know, embrace full-time over part-time so we can give people livable wages, or offer them a meaningful part-time position where they can earn a livable wage or get benefits so they can actually take care of themselves or their families, or, you know, have a quality of life like Tyler was saying earlier, where he could work 4 to 6 hours a day and, you know, actually enjoy life, but can't do that, you know, because they give absolute crap payroll to these stores and can't do anything with it.
Right.
And as a result,
just robots at all. I do think upper management in like executive administration type should either have started from the bottom, or like when they're hired, go through orientation and like get an idea of what's going on, like a true blue idea of what their decisions cause.
It wouldn't make a difference.
But it would make me feel better.
You watch Undercover Boss? You ever watch Undercover Boss?
I love Undercover Boss.
It's such a bullshit show, man.
Oh, I know.
Because even then, you watch what they give to their employees at the end of the show, and it's still a joke. Yeah. I'm going to give you $40,000 in a scholarship
and a vacation, and
vacation, but I'm still going to make you work this menial job. And I'm still going to go back to my ivory tower at the end of this.
Well, something Robert said about robots that made me think of that episode of Mandalorian where the society, all the jobs were worked by robots so that the people could pursue their dreams and art and music and really just kind of enjoy a peaceful life of creativity and like a renaissance of it. And but if the robots were to all be turned off, they'd fucking lose their mind, and anarchy would fucking
and you don't have the skills to pick up where they left off. Man, I was going to take that to somewhere. It had to deal with pay, livable wage. Oh, yeah. Trying to figure out how to word this without coming across as a complete asshole.
It's okay. Go for it.
Because it's not my goal. It's a genuine question. Should all jobs pay a rate? Well, what's the word? How do I put it? No. Should all available shifts and pay and jobs be at a level where somebody can work only that job and be comfortable and be, because I kind of, there's part of me, like the whole like livable wage fight. This is actually on my list of things to talk about. The whole living wage fight. I get it. And I agree that somebody who's working, a single mom working at McDonald's full time should be able to pay her bills, should be able to pay for rent, should be able to pay for food and all that stuff. I can absolutely agree with that. But on the side note, there's the slight asshole side of me that's like, I feel like I should be making more than her though.
Right.
And I
went to college.
I very much, well, I mean, not even necessarily going to college, but I have my license that I have to keep up with, my continuing education I have to keep up with. And I have, a direct hand in people's lives.
I'll contribute on this. Actually, I think I have a good.
Well, same thing with teachers, right? They got to keep up with their certification and
right. And teachers don't get paid enough.
You've got varying qualities of life too. So
right, and that's why I kind of that's why I'm kind of like falling on the side of it's not the job's responsibility to make it to where you can work it and live a comfortable life. It's your responsibility to find the job or find the income to live the life that you're aspiring to live.
Well, yeah.
Here's what I think. If somebody works at McDonald's, right? At some point, there should come a decision where the management says, hey, you're pretty good at this. You're a good employee. You're reliable. You show up. You do your job. You're clean, whatever.
Right.
Would you like to become like a full-time plus, which means like you get a decent livable wage where if you're a single mother, you can afford your bills and you can pay for the kid or whatever. Right. But I don't think that should be afforded to the entry-level high school dropouts that are trained with a 15-minute videotape.
Become a team lead.
So, right. I have a cousin that actually had a 20-something year career with McDonald's, and he made a great living as a store manager and whatnot. But
I think it's harmful to let these entry-level positions get paid okay, yes, I understand you're trying to make a livable wage. It varies on that, but you should want to do better, I guess. Yeah. Where's
aspirations?
Where's that drive to do better if McDonald's is just going to pay you more than a doctor makes? You know what I mean? Like, who gives a shit?
Some people are perfectly fine and content with working at McDonald's because they get their enjoyment or their fulfillment elsewhere, or maybe they really like fucking serving burgers. But
that's fine. You can move up in the company.
The other thing that really kind of came up, especially when they first started doing the whole like $15 minimum wage thing, and McDonald's was kind of moving on that. I know damn near every EMS worker in this area for sure. Myself and all of my colleagues were all like, $15 an hour at that time was not far off from what we were making then. I will gladly fucking quit and go flip some burgers for $15 an hour, as opposed to
getting
the responsibility
blood
and the fucking shit that I deal with on a daily basis.
Oh yeah.
So it's I don't look down on anybody wanting the $15 an hour, but I did also.
McDonald's is getting paid $15 an hour. Your pay should go up too.
I would want an equal increase. And the problem with that I feel is that, like, going back to Frank's question and Frank's issue with the bottom line that businesses have to run off of, how does that not increase costs elsewhere and you end up right back in the same situation you were?
Yeah, let me address that with another thing. So you know how companies like to increase their minimums, right? So the one thing they do when they increase the minimums, they don't lift everybody else's pay.
Oh,
so
yeah. That, I'm glad you brought that up.
That irritates the fire out of me.
Right now, in my job, I can tell you his name. I can tell you everything. I've seen it with my own freaking two eyes. There is a guy, and he's a great guy. I'm not saying anything bad about him. This is actually good for him. But I have 5 years more experience. I have all of my certifications up. I've been at the company, at the hospital for 10 years, longer than he has. And he makes $6 an hour more than I do.
Yeah, precisely. So I started with Tractor in 2020. And in the past 3 years, we've increased the minimum starting pay for our team members by $3.
Okay.
Right. And since I've started, they've increased my rate of pay by effectively $1.50 per hour. So you would think that they would give me a raise of effectively $3 an hour, right?
Yeah.
Because they've given the entry-level position a $3 per hour raise in the time that I've been here. So it would come to reason, like, you would give me effectively a raise that would be commensurate to the amount of hours that I would be scheduled to work.
That's why nobody stays at companies anymore like they used to. There's no pension. There's no incentive to do it.
So instead, they throw stock options at us and stuff that we can't touch for 3 years at a time. And it's their way of forcing us to stick around for 3 years. Yeah, and deal with all the ridiculousness. And then there's others. That's just us. Like my team leads, my assistant managers, they don't get raises. And so now they're closer in pay to them.
Right.
Because my team leads, they start at like $14.50 an hour. And here their team members were at like $9.50 an hour, now making $11.50 an hour. And they're still $14.50 an hour. It's like, how is that fair? Right.
I would very much be like, is the extra hassle and responsibility worth that difference?
It baffles me.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing, corporate retail America, they think that they can get away with it, and they don't even try. They just kind of skirt around the issue, and they just say, oh, no, we're appeasing the masses by saying we're going to increase our minimum wage.
Right.
And then, shit on everybody else.
Yeah.
So, but that was my 2 cents. That's Manager Frank talking. Sorry for boring everybody with my numbers game.
Yeah, what?
I'm just glad that everyone's pretty much kind of on the same page as what I was, because I felt like I was borderline
getting screwed. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I like money.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah.
I like money.
You really, Paul. I really hope you can land a freaking job that gets you some fucking health insurance, man. You need health insurance. You need health insurance.
It's not gonna happen.
Paul, if my app idea ever comes off the ground, I'm hiring you as a full-time art director and getting you health insurance. I'm putting that in recording, so that way you have.
Dude, you're gonna fire him. You're gonna fire him in like a week, man. Don't say that.
Jesus. You don't have to let him know that.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna get all the art out of him I can, and then can him.
Paul, all you got to do is kick back and collect that fat severance package. I know, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm hungry.
No, I don't know. Yeah, that sounds fun.
Make good choices with your dinner, all three of you. No seed oils. Eat clean.
Bro,
no problem.
Don't do a bunch of cheeses and slop and sauce and.
There's definitely sauce, dude. I fucking love sauce, man. Gravies and shit, man. Like brown gravy on some mashed potatoes. Oh my God.
No. Horse feed.
We love you, Tyler. You and your extremisms.
What the hell do you even eat, Tyler?
You want to just eat?
Oh wait, no, not even served seed.
I just ate some scallops cooked with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and butter to crisp up the edges.
Scallops.
And then I had tteokbokki, which is Korean glutinous rice, and some little hot, like a hot broth. It was fucking delicious. It was excellent.
That actually legit does sound pretty good, though.
And then this morning I had the same thing I always have every single morning: 4 slices of turkey bacon and a cup of egg whites.
Disgusting.
Look at you. Look at you.
I'll eat my apple wood bacon in my fucking full
Paul's
egg.
like, I found something slimy outside, so I ate that.
With 6 Mountain Dews and 4 Snickers bars. And
yeah. My Oreo pop.
Snickers rock, though, man.
Snickers do. All right, guys. That's been fun.
That's it.
Any cringe jokes to wrap up on?
I don't have any.
Man, I don't fucking have anything.
Why do you sound so dejected?
Because I have a headache, man. I've been staring at this computer for like 3 fucking days, and it's giving me a headache.
Why?
Because I've been drawing like a fucking maniac.
You ever tried doing it with your eyes closed?
Yeah, it doesn't always work out that well.
That's good.
I mean, I put out 3 drawings in 4 drawings in a matter of a week. So like,
let the spirit take hold of you.
yeah, that's probably not a good idea. I did hit 500 followers though.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody go follow Paul. What's your handle?
Glass Forest Fox.
I'll put it in
There
the
you go.
description. It is all over the website too, or at least it was.
Yeah,
You need to figure out what you set up for the show's Instagram page.
Yeah, I do. I don't remember, but I'll figure it out.
Everybody go follow Paul and DM him your home address or just ask him where his house is. I would
Definitely
say.
all of that.
And for the love of all that's unholy, give him some ideas of shit to draw so he'll stop asking us.
True.
Send him
I just
unsolicited
want
nudes if you're a
name
man.
Yeah, that too.
ideas. The names are what's fucking me up. Like, because I have like 16 more sketches that just need line
Teach
art
him-
and fucking.
Teach him how to
color,
draw
but-
spoons.
I drew
he
a
can't draw
spoon.
spoons.
Kind of.
That's good.
I didn't like
That's good.
Kind of.
Maybe some
I,
hands
yeah,
as well.
I wasn't happy with it, but it's a spoon-ish.
Yes, go visit Paul on Instagram, Glass Forest Fox. You can also visit the show on TikTok. It's a Kettle of Fish podcast.
Yay.
And I'm gonna start my Twitch up again eventually. I don't know when.
You're
but-
always starting that back up.
I did like your Twitch channel.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
know.
it was fun.
I just.
Yeah,
Oh, wait. I got to tell you guys this before we close
my
out.
nails.
You're 100% going to have to bleep this, Rob.
I love how
No,
you say
but-
that, and every time you do, I don't.
No, you did. Remember when Paul
No,
said
we-
I
that?
was about
Not
to
gonna
say I
bleep
can
it.
say
Oh,
it
yeah.
again.
Yeah.
No, this one's definitely bleep worthy.
Booyah.
So I was streaming for one of my friends, and one of my other friends noticed that I was streaming and came in and was like, "Hey," and like we were chatting. Like I was responding verbally, and he was typing in the chat. And he went to ask me. Well, all I see is that he gets permabanned. I see the notification in the chat. This user has been permanently banned, and I'm like, "What the fuck just happened?" And he goes, "Oh," and he texts me and he goes, "Oh my God, I tried to type, have you played the new Metroid?" This was back when it came out on the 3DS.
Right.
And when he typed out the word Metroid and hit enter, Metroid autocorrected on Twitch to which was an instant TOS ban.
That's not even. What?
He is still banned on Twitch.
Oh.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was insane.
Damn.
Why did auto twitch? Why would auto
Damn,
correct go to
dude.
that?
I guess because Metroid's not a real word, I guess.
Well, that's not
it was
either.
Like, it's the next
Yeah,
closest
that's-
thing.
I mean,
That's
has he
crazy.
typed that word a lot? Like,
I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
I wouldn't think so, but
that's
maybe.
why he got the ban hammer, man. He was like, man, there's some real hate there.
Oh man.
oh,
That's pretty good.
But yeah,
that's rough.
please bleep that.
No, that's
Oh, my
definitely not
God.
getting bleeped.
Perfect. I'm referencing something. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody hate
defending
on
myself.
Tyler. His racist ass.
Yep.
Oh, it is actually a word.
It really?
It is.
Yeah. Please bleep it. I'm
No,
not.
It's
gonna-
not. Well, it's
what's the
relating to the
definition?
division of humankind represented by the indigenous peoples of Central and South Africa.
Yeah. Let's bleep that.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tyler. My
it's-
God, Tyler.
it's like-
Wow, you're so racist.
It's also really.
He's
offensive,
throwing
but
out
everybody
another
says my
racist
word.
word. Look at this.
God,
I'll
Tyler's
drop the
on
hard R,
fire
y'all keep fucking
tonight.
around. Okay, I'm not kidding. I'll say it. I'll nuke this podcast to the ground. I'll burn it down.
Don't threaten me.
Close this out,
You
Paul.
don't
Come
even
on,
know
man.
the extent of my power. Oh yeah.
I love how every week you're like, oh yeah, that's right, that's a thing.
Yeah,
like you
because
haven't
it's
been doing
so
it for
fucking
80
long.
something
It's
episodes.
Like 2 weeks to fucking record, and then I'm just like, goodbye, everybody.
Perfect.
Yeah.
This has been A Kettle of Fish. You can contact the show by emailing akettleoffishpodcast@gmail.com. Be sure to like and subscribe from anywhere you get your podcasts.